My name is Annete Wege. I'm the owner of the farm and the enterprise name is Pandam Boerdery CK, and I'm the manager of this farm. We only farm with cattle. I inherited from my dad Afrikaner cattle, and now I've crossbreed it with Sussex. So I have red cattle and we dehorn them when they're small. So we're farming with red cattle. And using bulls, we're using Bonsmara and Sussex and Beefmaster bulls. I inherited farmland from my late father and from my late husband. My husband died about 17 years ago, and I had 4 little children, so I had to provide for them. So I decided to go on with the farming, but I didn't do any planting anymore, so we put all the land, we planted Smitsvinger, it's a grazing, so that we can only produce cattle, so we're not doing any harvesting anymore. We really try hard to care for our natural resources. We, when there's a pipe that's leaking, we fix it. We don't like to waste water, and especially during this drought, water are very scarce. And we also try to prevent erosion when there's water going over and it eroded the grounds. We put on stones or old tires to keep the ground together. But this last few years with the drought is very difficult, because all the grazing that's not good, like doringbosse and slangbos and katbos, they just flourish in this dry environment. So we really have a problem with our grazing that degraded very much during this dry period. In cattle farming, there are not such a lot of new technology, but we use the best medicine that's available, and all the cattle are inoculated twice a year, and we use the new methods to test the bulls before we put them with the heifers, to test them for sexually diseases so that they don't give it to the female animals. And the vet comes once a year, and with the new technology he determines whether they are pregnant or not. I do my own VAT, but it goes to the bookkeepers for them to reconciliate all my things, so I don't do it myself. I have bookkeepers in town that's doing all the bookkeeping work. I only have an income once a year when the calves are ready to be sold, so I have to phone around different agents to get the best price. Sometimes I take the calves to the auction, but most of the time they buy directly from the farm. They send a big truck and load the calves. But it's important to inquire about, to get the best price, and to make sure that you sell your calves to someone who will be able to pay you. Because sometimes they take the calves and you have to wait a very long time for your money. And the old cows that are not productive anymore, I directly take them to the abattoir in Koppies. All my jobs are permanent. I have 12 people working for me, 4 on the outside posts, and the rest here where we work with them every day. We don't have any seasonal jobs. We don't have any disabled people. I only have one person who's working in my garden at the moment with a bad back, because he can't do any hard work anymore, lift heavy things. So I use him in the garden, and we only have 2 women on the farm. The rest are living in town with their children, because there's no school here anymore. And the 2 women rotate as house workers for me and my manager. About 25 years ago, we had this Landelike Stichting, and they were doing very good work. They came here once a month. We taught the women, we taught them how to make vegetable gardens, we taught them how to crochet, how to do needlework. We taught them to make mats, carpets out of their old mealies of the sack, the maize bags. But that all just went down the drain. So there's no community products, there's no programs that I know of existing anymore.